This is June Amore. Make sure y'all tune in to Rose Above It podcast. You heard?
Hey yo, welcome to another episode of Rose Above It podcast. Hey. Man, what's going on, y'all?
Hi, baby.
Oh, where we got?
I felt that one. No, I'll take that. It wasn't for me. It was for her. But I felt it this way. I'll take it though. I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it. Put it in my pocket. Put that picture, comment on Instagram.
Anyway, stole it. He's taking that one. He's taking that one.
Yo, you know me in the community.
Yeah,
how
you know.
Feel about
everybody who walk by, watch everybody walk by.
That's why she wanted the window seat.
They gonna be waving.
They're like, yo, I slid in your DM. I know you saw that.
It usually don't be like that though. It'd be like, yo, Philly, when you coming back to my school, we want you to come back and come teach us something. So that's usually what it'd be about.
They want you to teach, but don't know what it is. But we want to learn something.
Come on, don't act like kids don't be paying.
Light skin 101.
I know when I was in 4th grade, I was like, look at my teacher.
Now some of the boys do be reckless. Them little boys do be reckless. I've heard some side comments like walking around the classroom. Yo, she got a fat ass.
But I want to school was different though. Because when I was in school, teacher wasn't that bad.
Word. You know it's crazy.
Now it's like the kids like, oh, this teacher grew up this. I'm like, where was it grew up this when I was in school? I might have been adopted if I had that type of attention in school.
They wasn't doing that.
Yo, you know what's crazy though? I heard that like a teacher, like one of my friends is a teacher, and she was like the boys be telling her, and mind you, they in like 4th, 3rd grade. And they be like, yo, SMD. I was like, yo, I can't do
They
that.
reckless.
I was like, yo, what?
First of all, we grew up when TV was not on like that. Like, we had dial-up internet. We didn't have, the cable wasn't that crazy. We had like, what was it, celebrity wrestling? Celebrity deathmatch?
Yo.
That was the Raws that really got on TV.
It's crazy. TV was crazy. Y'all know, I remember the Howard Stern show, you have to look at the pixels to see the boobs. You like, yo, you gotta imagine what the boobs look like.
No, the best effect back in the day the freaking after 11 o'clock, whatever the channel was you hit last, you have Cartoon Network on, and you don't even see nothing going, you see rubbing.
Yo.
CT Uncut. See, you're like, yo, R. Kelly got a new video.
See, yo, the younger generation don't know the struggle, man. They got it good. They on their phone, easy access to whatever they want to see, yo. Easy access. Shit, we been in this podcast for a little bit of time. We ain't talking about nothing. Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Rose Above It. I'm T Rose.
Yeah, what's up? I'm Philly.
It's your boy Lau.
Yo, we got a special guest in the building. We got writer, director, ex-photographer. My man, I am June.
All that.
June Amore, baby. What's up,
building. June, what's good, baby, man? Thanks for coming, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yo, of course, man. Yo, so tell everybody who June Amore is, man.
Man, that's a long story, and my man just looking at me behind the camera like, "Don't fuck up." But anyway, June Amore basically is a kid that always had creativity. So it was like writing. Like there's been so many things I've done that no one really knows about. Mm-hmm. Books that are filled up, books that are still in my little black box I keep that has a key on it because I don't want no one taking nothing I write. Posting notes, writing for other people, writing other people's songs. I ain't gonna mention their name. But just doing a lot of stuff that I'm sorry, I'm laughing. But just doing a lot of stuff people wouldn't be expecting from me. Yeah. So I've always been the one to change the tides of how people.
But why do you say that people wouldn't expect it from you?
Because I was the athlete. Like literally, high school, I was like the football, basketball person. When my father died, I stopped playing, and people were like, why would you stop playing? I'm like, I ain't want it no more. So now me writing, because I was always writing before my father died. My father was an inventor, so he always showed me ways of creativity. So I always be writing. I just never talked about it. I was always good in English class, history, essays, stuff like that. So no one never knew I was that creative when it came to writing. So when I said this is what I want to do, people was like, we don't know. We'll see how that goes. Like a lot of people just counted me out, especially family members. So when I started doing it, and now that's starting to pay off, people are like, hey, what's up, nephew? Oh, now I'm nephew.
Who actually like supported you? Like who actually
my
was
mother,
like...
my manager Gary, my big brother Knuckles.
Shout out to Gary and Knuckles in the building.
It's like my mom really had a lot of faith. My dad had faith in me too. My dad like invented some things people really wouldn't know he invented unless you actually seen the patents. Like you ever seen the stationary rocking horse little girls used to ride back in the 90s?
Yeah.
My father invented the first original one in 1981 called Baby the Wonder Horse. It was like a black stallion. But my dad was a business minded like how I was. So when he invented the horse, he never knew he had to renew a patent after like I think 10 or 11 years. KB Toys bought it on the 11th year and turned it into the Wonder Horse, which is a white stallion. Crazy. So most of the young girls would ride the white one. My dad invented the black stallion called Baby the Wonder Horse.
Ain't that some shit? Because
that's some shit.
No, it's funny though because that's how it is. Even like with the white Barbie doll, the white Barbie doll sells more than the black.
But the black girl don't get no commercial. You haven't seen no black Barbie commercial. You didn't hear Nicki Minaj or Cardi B with a black Barbie doll walking across the table. It's always a white Barbie.
And that's why they Harajuku Barbie.
And it's crazy because I was watching a documentary about Tesla, and talking about how Tesla was the one that was doing the electricity, and that Benjamin Franklin took all of the credit for all of that. And it's really because Tesla wasn't a businessman. So he had all of the knowledge, and he was the one that did everything. But Benjamin Franklin gets all of the credit versus Tesla, and that's just so crazy.
Wow.
So he looked like half them back then were nothing but scammers anyway. They just knew how to talk the right way and knew the right amount of white people to get away with it.
So how was just not to make the environment somber. How did the death of your father impact you on being an artist, man? Like
I think. This way, out of all the interviews, no one ever asked me that type of question. Yeah. But I think in a way it helped me, because like when my father was around, I was like mostly he said, "Yo, be better than me in sports, go to school." But like he never, like his death tested me as a man. So it was like once he died, family members kind of split. It was just me and my mother. I helped pay for my father's funeral. I remember the day I went to where I live in Greenwood, is like the men's warehouse on the corner. And I went there and got fitted for a suit, but that was the suit my last suit my father was gonna wear. Cause like literally I was like, you know, if you go out, you'll go out with something nice. So I had like a whole suit tailored. But literally, like once the hole was filled, it was like it literally showed me like, all right, what am I really gonna do? Cause like football is what I love, basketball is what I love. I'm good at it. I can gamble on it, but I knew my writing can really give me more than what. Cause like football, I see so many guys get hurt. I know half the drug dealers I know on my block were great football players at one point. But they don't got nothing to show for it. So I'm like, you know, I'm going to take what I know I'm great at, and I know someone will pay top dollar for it eventually. So it was like starting out writing music videos. One of my boys named Petty, his fiance now, when they got into it in high school, he's like, yo, I messed up. I think he cheated. I don't know what he did. But like he said, I need to do something. I wrote a love letter for her, and I told him to rewrite it and give it to her. So we were just clowning about it, and I was on the phone with her. I didn't know she was nowhere around, and then she figured out that it really wasn't him that wrote it because the handwriting. Yeah. So like I said, yo, but it was funny though, because like I said, yo, me and him wrote it together. I know he had been like he talked to me about it. They still getting married now, but it's just kind of funny because like literally me writing almost anything I wrote, you wouldn't know it was me that wrote it unless I told you. So it's like it literally makes your mind like imagine something, takes you somewhere else, makes you laugh, makes you cry, and that's why like every show I write, film I put together, it's like you wouldn't know it's my type of film. Like kind of like Tyler Perry, you know a Tyler Perry movie when you see a Tyler Perry movie.
Yeah, fact.
You know a Tarantino movie when you see a Tarantino movie. Like literally, I could put out a movie and don't put my name on it, or a show, and you were like, damn, that shit's different, and then you would never know that would be under one of my bodies of work.
So what do you write?
So I write everything. I just finished up the last chapter of my book. I don't have a release date. I'm talking with different publishers about the book. I had a meeting with Bravo for a TV show.
Wait, before you go fast the book, can you put the title up?
It's going to be called Now or Next.
Now or Next.
Yeah, that's also the name of my company, called Now or Next. That's what it's called. So that's literally it shows like if it's now or next, like now or the next project. But literally everything I write, because there's some things I'm pushing now that I wrote years ago. I wrote stuff like I remember I wrote my biggest projects at the hospital when I found out my father died. I have like so much stuff in the woodworks. I'm trying to like be the Tupac of movies in a way, but I don't want to die too soon.
So I talk poetry. Do you write poetry? But that's something you haven't.
If it's in the DM, maybe I'm
I like William Shakespeare. When it comes to the DMs, you heard.
Like I like sometimes a lot of what I write has rhyming to it, but I never really wrote poetry to write poetry. I tried rapping, but it really wasn't for me.
So poetry is not about rhyming. So maybe I don't know.
I would say do spoken word, but I never did it in public. Like
we talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. But I never really. I put effort. I'll write something that's romantic or something that's different, and I'll keep it. Because sometimes, like in one of the scripts I wrote, is a monologue that's really a sonnet that I wrote, and it was just something different that like usually you don't see nothing like that in a film, and it fit the situation I wrote it for. So I can write it. I just never really put much focus into it. But I wouldn't mind doing like a book of poems. So like to be honest, I would call it like proper DM etiquette. That's why I would call it a book. Like it's like sonnets. Like the picture. I liked her eyes. Let me say.
Since we are here, I forgot. Shout out Blue Door. We do spoken word every last Friday of the month. We just gotta say that since we brought up spoken word.
Well, okay, so it's an open stage, so it welcomes all forms of expression.
June,
so like
come through.
Monologues, one person shows, singing, rapping, music, And if something just is on your mind, just come and share it with the group that's here. So yeah, shout out to Blue Door. It's called Express Yourself.
So you should come through.
Express yourself.
Yeah.
So we on the same type of time. Fucking black people.
Man, that was NWA's one of their top songs in my book.
Oh, that's
That cookout music.
That's extra cookout music.
Okay, wait. So you've been talking to.
Wait. Go.
You be cutting me off.
My bad.
This is season 2, and we doing things differently.
Light skin etiquette. Don't.
So it's woman in power now, right? It's 2018. Woman in power. You're right. You got it. Do your thing.
Thank you. So we've been talking a lot about you writing, but you've done photography. That was what?
Yeah.
That's your first love, second love. Where does that stand? Are you still doing that?
My photography and writing goes hand in hand because, like, if you can see, because like there's like a lot of photographers. Everyone does photography as a hustle at some point, but it depends if you can take the right picture at the right time. And some people can take 1,000 photos and might not even have that one photo. So usually the way I write my scripts is like, okay, what is something that would hit you in the head when you first see it that will either leave you stunned at the end or make you think or make you cry. So I try to take I'll take maybe in a Photoshop, I might take 10 photos and maybe 3 are the top ones out of that 10. But when you see it, they're like, damn, I like how he did that. And there's nothing I Photoshop. Literally, I just capture the essence of the photo right there. Then I might Photoshop the colors, but the actual person expression would be simple. So that complements how I write. So it was like, if you can visually see a picture, you can visually see words.
So you have mentioned, like, before we started recording that you haven't picked up a camera or something since Obama.
No, I was being funny. Like, literally, I took my gear off photography and just basically drilled into my writing because I was booking so much. It was to the point, like, it's not like I didn't like it. It's just like the fact, like, some of the pictures I was getting booked from, like, it's kind of tedious. And some photographers like, oh, I love shooting at aces. Like, I can shoot ass. Like, literally, it's like, okay, I like doing artistic photos and stuff like that. And I was getting booked non-stop, so I was eventually hired another photographer. I was giving him a lot of the work, and I took breaks from myself. I'm like, I like it, but it's not like my first love. Like, I'll always have a camera, go outside, take photos of like little things, like kids on the swings, birds, or just have fun with it.
Yeah, that's an important message. Like, following your passion. Like, that's good.
Like, even for this film we'll be working on, I'm doing I asked to do the photos for the still photography. So basically, I'll be doing the movie poster and all that. So that's just like another check, but it's also something I like doing. So it's like I get the action shots of the actual film.
That's well, question. I heard you was giving away a free baby shower.
Oh yeah, I did that.
Where was you at?
What, 2 years ago?
Yeah, that's about
last year. Where was you at last year, October?
I just want to do something different to wow people. And to be honest, Baby Shot didn't even really come through like I wanted. Like, I got the vendors, everything together, but just some things didn't coincide to make it actually happen. But the way my father raised me is like, if you get, because this is before the movie thing even happened. So basically, I was working a corporate job. I was making decent money doing photography. I'm like, you know what? It's time to get back. Because a lot of my biggest money I'll get was from maternity photo shoots, newborn photos, and I'll have the occasional dancers, stuff like that, music videos. So I'm like, let's do something like, what's something no one really does? Like, that's really worth something. So a baby shower is usually the top thing in a woman's category when they have a kid.
How do you get that? How you put that together?
I see a lot of vendors at these baby showers I do. So I got a cake vendor, venues. What else?
Because I know that usually at the baby shower, it's like, yo, you have good music, you got some good food. I had the DJs
in hand. I had an MC. Yeah. I had the I think I had the hotel over on in Hawthorne, the Marriott.
The Marriott in Hawthorne.
Yeah, the big dance hall. Like, I'm just good with making relationships, and also my manager, he's good with talking, know how to negotiate and find the right people. So that's how.
So was the baby shower like was it in a hotel or was it like?
It was gonna be in the hotel, but like I said, me and the I think the woman had complications, so we never had to. So it was like really things were planned, but it just never went through. But it's something like I learned from it because like even the feedback I was getting, because basically I didn't have no choice of who picked. I said, like, if you think your friend, sister, anyone that deserves a baby shower, send in the email why. And I had my mother, I had some of my friends, they just looked at the emails and they just picked that, like they say, yo, I think like this one. Then eventually they voted on one, and that's how I found who the mother was.
Like with that, how did you like? So say if like you was like, yo, I'm giving away this free baby shower. Was there a budget, or was it like you kind of did it like, yo, I'm gonna give you a free baby shower, but it's like the way I kind of went? Or
no, it's basically
you took their input.
I asked them what did they want? Like she picked out the colors, the theme. Like literally, like I just had the only thing I really had in place was the location. Everything else was basically at her discretion. So like the decorator, like y'all, like she had like goodie bags of little liquor nips for the parents. Okay, I'm like, y'all trying to get more people pregnant, but that's.
And you were doing this while you was doing photography, right?
Yeah, I was doing photography. I was working a corporate job.
So tell just to give show these other young boys, these photographers who their visions of photographers is to come up. So what was a photo shoot experience like you? What was a photo shoot experience with you like?
Was with me? I do like calm vibes. I have music. Sometimes I have my boy Knuckles. He has like his own hookah service, like catering hookahs. So like have him come with the hookah.
My God, that's my type of man right there. Yo, Knuckles, we gonna talk after this.
I need some headshots.
Okay.
I need some headshots.
And
pause.
I lost my shit. I tried to go over. I tried like all I heard was Jill Scott. All I heard was Jill Scott to come out like don't crack a smile, don't do that.
Big facts. And I was in my head. I'm like, pause. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna say it out loud.
I'm waiting for it. I'm like, I 100% set myself up. Come on, Trish.
And she slowed down with it. I'm like, just answer next question. Please just answer next question. My boy, like my manager Gary, he used to be a barber in college. So I remember one day it was a girl that came for a photo shoot. Ladies, if you come for a photo shoot, at least have mustache wax, hair, like eyebrows done. My boy had to literally do a girl's eyebrows before the photo shoot. I'm like, bro, you need to edge him up a corner. And he literally did it. Like we called him, what was it, Carlito? Francis. That's it. Carlito. He was dressed like he was wearing Victoria's Secret. He had like a tight button up. Like he came to do her eyebrows at this shoot. I'm like, bro, I need a favor. Can you do this? I'm not trying to Photoshop her eyebrows to look like a Nike check like everybody else's.
Right.
Just music, cool vibes. Like I was shooting out of a photo studio in Mount Vernon, so like I had the backdrops, the lighting, music. It's like the more that you're comfortable in yourself, the better a photo can come. You can tell if a female's uncomfortable with a certain photographer. Some photographer is like, oh wait, I think your butt needs some more baby oil, and like I'm like,
yeah, but I say, is it a tough line for being professional, professional or nice to being a creep? Like, is there like a thin line that's like?
I'm the type like me. I like I don't bring my personal into a photo shoot. Because some like, oh yeah, I think you should do this, take that. Like, I'm like, what do you feel comfortable with? What do you want these photos for? And it's to the point I even had the baby oil in the spray bottle. Like, I don't gotta touch you now. I was like, literally, go like, you rub it in yourself. I'm not doing all that. But it's like, because sometimes like, there's a lot of photographers out here that be messing with the people they do photos for. And to be honest, that also messes with your brand in a way. Because I had models that were actually signed to me, so I was getting them like, clothing line photo shoots, like they do photos for clothing line, eyebrows, eyelashes, hair, and all that stuff. And no model I ever worked with can ever say I've been with them, because like literally it's a thing. Like you have to separate business and personal.
So you always kept it. But you also did say earlier about Bravo. You said that before I cut you off, before I so rudely cut you off, you said that you were in conversations with Bravo. So what was that about, Mr. Director? What was that about?
To me, that wasn't even directing, because literally I write and direct. The Bravo meeting was for a reality show, because I have connections with some celebrities' children that actually are good acts, like Brian McKnight's son, Albie Shore's son, Grandmaster Flash's daughter. And basically I came up with the idea for a show, and they actually liked it. So I'm actually talking with Bravo and also trying to see if Netflix is interested in that as well. And it's basically a reality show we call it The Legacy. Me and my second mother, Ann McDermott, shout out Ann. We compiled that idea. Like, she gave me the idea of it, and I just wrote it out to make it more appealing. And we presented to Bravo, and they liked it. But they're just waiting to see. Because with TV shows, what I didn't know is everything's about quarterly budgets and everything. So basically, I presented it to them, I think, in early September. So they're waiting until the new year for the new budget from all new shows, and then they go basically sit down with us and see if they really want to pick it up. But I think it's a dope show that'll be interesting.
What's the process with your writing? Like, because I'm a writer as well. Like, do you ever experience writer's block when you're writing something, or like if you do encounter writer's block, how do you handle it?
To be honest, I have so many ideas. Like I have like a wall in my room that has nothing but posters, and I'll take one down because that's what I'm working on, and I'll write and I'll put it back up if I stop. So sometimes I might just jump to the next thing, and then once I'm writing the next thing, it might bounce back, or I might see something or hear something that's interesting that I might can feed off of it. So I don't really consider writer's block. I just say writer's option.
Writer's option.
Because like I'll like really just jump to the next thing.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes as writers, like we want to try and finish a project, or like we feel like we doing this project a disservice if we jump to the next one.
But everything's a revision too, because it's like this scripts I wrote that are not done until like I might be, if I did a music video, I might write something, have the whole music video done, and I might see something different like the freaking artist could come in with like a sprained ankle, so he's limping. I might can use that in some way. So nothing's ever really finished when it comes to writing. So literally, I can scrap a whole scene and go back. Like for example, this other film I'm working on, it's this young lady that did a song I heard. Damn. That kid running down that street.
I say, yeah, that's Rose Above It. You know, this is right. We smacking Yonkers.
Regular.
Tell everybody.
Right in the square.
Yep.
Where things happen.
Yeah.
You know about the square.
Yeah.
But
So you work on a lot of different things at the same time. So you're always working.
I'm always in demand, basically. If someone always wants me to write something,
that's a good problem to have.
it's stressful.
That's a good problem.
So it's like all your free time. Like, let's say if you're not like, do you have a day job, or this is like 100%?
This is my full time job.
That is what's up. Oh my gosh.
I ain't gonna lie. When I left my corporate job, I walked out there like a whole boss. Like no one knew I had tattoos or nothing. I walked in there with a tank top. Like yo, this is my 2 weeks started. And when I put my notes, I went and got my hand tatted. Like I was just, cause I'm already tatted up, but they didn't know I was tatted. I'm like,
I know that person in HR was looking at you like,
you know what to do.
What the hell is this?
Cause I wore a suit almost for like 2.5 years. So no one really saw like the sleeves came to here. I didn't have no hand tattoo. Man, I was like, man, this is over.
June gave a Waffle House resignation. Like, no, it's over. Like, he worked for it.
To do your passion full time is like
amazing. It does. I know it doesn't even feel like work.
That's amazing. It's not supposed to feel like work.
I like watching it. That's where the payoff is. Like if you write something and actually like you see someone actually doing what you wrote, or like you see it come to fruition after you've done it, like that's really the payoff of it.
That must be amazing. Like to write a movie or something and see everybody.
I was just about to say, you got a film coming out.
Yeah, I'm working on this film called Hot Steppers. Like they're doing the pre-production now. Hot Steppers. Basically, it's if you took James Bond meets Shotters, because half the Shotters cast is casted for this movie. Like they have Wayne, they have Brooke Shots, they got Mad Max, they have Mustafa Shakur, he played Bushmaster in Luke Cage. Mm-hmm. They have Malik Yoba, he played on Designated Survivor, or like Cool Runners as Yul Brenner.
Wow, I'm an island
girl from
so
Marlon.
I'm with that.
Yeah, the wife from Marlon. Mm-hmm. They said they're talking about casting Duchess from Black Ink. I'm not sure how that's gonna work, but
so now where do we find this film? Is it gonna be like Netflix or
this
HBO
is coming out
or like
this is going to cinema.
Did his name too? You go to Rich
And please don't bootleg my shit if you don't want me to. Just buy a ticket. What I'm trying to do is the film they projecting it. Hopefully it comes out August of 2019. What I want to do, I'll fly back to New York and I'll buy out a theater for everyone to see it, like in my hometown.
That's fine.
That's what I was gonna say.
I'm there. I'm here for it.
I was gonna ask you, like, Rose Above It needs to be like part of like the like when you do like the premiere, like the screening.
Because I think they want to do.
I'm trying to be part of the screening.
All right, because I know they do 2 locations for premieres. I think they're gonna do New York and LA possibly, but I know majority of the cast is from New York, so I think they are gonna do Radio City. But I want to do something in Westchester just as a thank you. Even though I know people are like, I'm gonna go. I don't
so
like that. So what do you think
you're gonna do? You're gonna do it like in iPic or like Alamo or like?
First of all, people be coming too hungry for iPic. I don't know if I'm gonna get the iPic level. Like I might do the
Richard.
I might do Richard.
Greenberg
will be shut down by the time the movie come out. They closing Greenberg down after New Year's.
That's wild.
Greenberg is right my budget though.
What are they gonna
I thought I say Greenberg.
To be honest though, I think it would be dope if another theater company bought it.
Right, because then if that is
that'd be a nice club.
That only right.
That'll be a bomb.
Club.
You don't gotta pay for parking.
And Greenberg, you think they'll do that?
They already put a Tesla and Maserati in Greenberg, so I don't see why not.
Okay.
Tesla and Maserati is right down Tarrytown Road. I'm like, who is paying for these in this area? Like you know where Sleepy's and what's the woman's store used to be over on Tarrytown Road?
There was
Avenue, not Avenue.
A lot of things. There used to be
Lane Bryant. That big building, Lane Bryant. That's going to be Tesla's building. That whole thing right there, that's about to be all Tesla. I'm like, first of all, you can't even buy the car like that. Like, you have to order it. Because I thought about getting a Tesla, and they say you have to order it and it takes like 9 months for it to come. I'm like, wow. I ain't paying that much money at one time to not see nothing for 9 months. I'm like, oh, that's a different type of money.
You got to be pushing the BM already, like, I got to push this for 9 months.
I'm driving a Jeep right now, but I'm looking at the Benz, hopefully.
My
man's is the BM driver. I don't know. Like, BMs are nice, but his shit too damn low to the ground for me.
Yeah,
he drives a BMW.
Oh, you back there pushing?
My manager is the such calmest person ever. Like I love my manager. Literally, he could come out wearing some shit you would not put together. Then when he want to put on a suit, you're like, oh look at this GQ Versace looking at. Like and then he'll drop a hoopty Monday through Friday, and then bring out the freshly waxed video on Saturday. I'm like.
Yo,
we got special guests in the
Yeah, special guests coming through.
Oh, no, that's cool. Let it come through. Live on the air.
It's not my child, just so y'all know.
It is with my child.
That's Philly baby girl.
Special guest right here.
Heck was good, boy.
Yo,
Hello.
Billy in the.
She's so cute.
Hi, baby.
Yo, so June, question. So how is your sorry, we started over. We just had Stan Lee. We just lost a legend. Named Stan Lee, who
I want to get on the Black Panther writing team.
that's the other thing. So you wrote for this movie, correct?
For which one?
For this
House Separate?
Yeah. So you wrote for this movie.
The script was done a while ago before I even got on the team. The script is like almost 8 years old.
Yeah.
Like the owner of the company, Peter Rochester, wrote the script because he's actually Jamaican born, and he wrote it because during the time he was working in Miami, because he got the script already picked up, and he was wrongfully deported back to Jamaica. Damn. So like he ended up doing some more writing, and he lost that film deal. So now like he had the script. The script was decent. And when I was feeding stuff to Netflix didn't. I didn't have a manager at the time. I didn't have no agent, no publicist, nothing like that. So I sent them some stuff. They liked it, but it was like there was no background on me for them to actually go forward. So when he was talking to them, because when you get a movie, after you get a network to get the movie, Netflix, Hulu, Stars, HBO, like they throw money at a movie to get it after it comes out of movie theaters. So Netflix heard about me and he was inquiring about other writers, and they happened to give my name, and he called me, we talked, he said, I need you to sign non-disclosure because I want to see if you can do something with my script. I'm like, all right, I signed it. He sent the script. I'm like,
that's amazing.
Took this part out, did this, and he expected 6 weeks or maybe longer for me to do. I did it in 4.5, 3 weeks. And took some more stuff out, moved it. He said, I like this, and he went and shopped it, and he found a big investor, and then now I just found out that the film is gonna be coming out internationally. They just found a company that wants it to play in China and I think Dubai. So I never knew really what it takes to actually do it, because this is gonna be my first actual movie that I get my credits on that's coming out in theaters. And they're gonna take the movie after it's cut. They're gonna redo it with Chinese actors. I'm like, this is different.
That's different.
People don't realize how much we applaud success, but black success, black brother success.
100%. That is amazing.
I drink to that.
Well,
I'm
gonna drink
He'll
my
drink
water.
to freaking Wednesday.
You drink to that, man. I didn't finish drinking. I need. First of all,
She drinking water.
I got you. Yo,
Would you like some water?
Sure.
No? Yes? Okay. I don't got cooties.
Yo,
We good.
so June, when is this movie estimated to drop?
They talk about August of 2019.
August 2019.
Because I know we're filming in Atlanta, Jamaica, LA, and Miami.
Does that mean you're gonna be in all those places?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
That's amazing.
Cause I'm also doing still photography for the film as well, but also sometimes the writers are required to be on set, and sometimes the director might see something. Oh yeah, the director, they said it. I didn't see the actual contracts, but from what the owners tell me, Tim Burton's actually directing. Okay. So the one did Corpse Bride, Edward Scissorhands. I never see him do a black film, but to be honest, he different. Does. It'd be something different for him, but I don't see him not being able to pull it off. But
it's coming out with Dumbo too.
Yeah, Dumbo's
crazy.
They're doing a lot of stuff.
This is so you got we just lost Stan Lee, and he had a signature in every movie where he kind of had a little cameo appearance. What would you do to make your a signature for to people to know this is a June Moore movie right here?
To be honest, I think maybe Uncle June. That's a whole nother. That brought me a
talk. Yo, I was on your Instagram, bro. I just jumped on you, yo. Dude had a great. Yo,
I saw that.
I had to go. You know how far I had to scroll down to see you with a regular black beard, bro? I was like, yo, how? When I seen, I was like, this nigga Junior is kind of old. I'm like 45 plus with a gray beard, want to be a RoseAboveIt. What the hell?
Uncle June's a layer. Uncle June's basically my father, my Uncle Dennis put together, and also my Uncle Roland. They was fast talkers, smooth, loud, arrogant assholes. Basically, they'll make you laugh at shit that you really shouldn't laugh at. They'll my uncle and my dad, my Uncle Dennis and my dad. They'll be at a funeral, and sometimes they'll be sitting in the back because they don't want no one to hear what they'll say. They say, "Oh, look at this raggedy bitch." You'll see someone fall out. Oh, I love No, it's too soon. But it'd be the chick that said, "I wish you died."
Yeah.
Like before, they do stuff that literally only my family will understand. And I have so much footage of them doing stuff. So literally, I take that and I do it in music videos I've directed just as like to give it an extra little bit of laughter to it. If I get like an actual good movie contract, I think I would bring Uncle June or just do some Uncle June-esque type things in the film.
That's a Black Medea moment. Like
to be honest, I would love. I actually sent I had one of my friends that knows some of the writers at Tyler Perry Studios. I sent a clip from a music video to them. Because to be honest, I think Uncle June would be perfect to be Joe's little brother.
Oh yes,
like
that's Medea's brother, right?
Medea's brother Joe. So like, I think that would be like he'll be a little brother, so like or his younger brother. I think I can pull that off. But the makeup I used was pretty decent. But what they'll do probably made me look 10 times different. Because all it is like they put like latex and give me wrinkles, and it was my beard. It ain't like I clipped on no beard, and they just spray dyed on my hair gray.
Shit, you used to play ball. You might as well get on that Uncle Drew movie.
I don't got budget like that. I can shoot. That's why my manager know I can shoot.
Do you have like a favorite movie or a favorite genre?
Yes.
I have several favorite movies. I have like one of my favorite sequence type movies was Deja Vu with Denzel. Like they shot that movie they shot the movie twice with 2 different cameras and they chopped it up for you to see the same thing in different ways. I like the type of movie that you have to follow to understand. I like The Bodyguard with Whitney Houston. What else?
Give me your top 3 movies and your top 3 TV shows right now.
Top 3 movies. I like Jason's Lyric.
Ooh.
I liked.
I need to write some stuff down.
I like Jason's Lyric.
Jason's Lyric.
She's about to go on Netflix.
That was underrated. Jason's Lyric.
That was really underrated.
I'm a reader. I don't really.
But Jason's Lyric did great. Like the thing about it, I also music I have on my brand as well. But one thing about Jason's Lyric, the soundtrack grows more than the movie. That's why I really kind of overshot because the company that put it out, I think Motown put it out, but they focus on more of the music than the actual content. The content was actually great this time, but they promoted the actual album more than they did the content of the movie. What's my second and third? My second and third, I think would be.
What do you rate?
I'll come back to that.
Nah, what do you rate The Wire versus Power?
The Wire versus Power. I think The Wire was more original to the street, like how the streets really are. Like it was more like a raw, edgy type of look, and Power kind of showed the payoff. Like to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they took the writers from Wire and say like this is like the highlight of where Wire would have left off to the fact like okay, we got the money, we got the bag. So now like it kind of shows like the more money, more problems aspect.
Yeah.
So like The Wire was good. Like to be honest, one of my favorite shows, if I'll take both those out, was Oz.
Oz was dope.
Oz was dope. That's a TBT.
Oz was dope.
That was, and to be honest, Oz basically put a lot of the actors that we see in most things now and put them on. Like you never because Oz literally had a platform for a lot of actors in the startup. Like you had Rick Fox when he first retired from the Lakers, he was on there. The guy with the dress from Best Man Holiday.
They had
he was
in that wheelchair.
Yeah, in the wheelchair. They had the guy from Blood and Bones to play the villain. He was on there. It was a lot like literally. I like old school content because sometimes back then before CGI, you actually had to know how to write because a lot of stuff would be so added in with camera tricks and everything. The content's really not there as much.
I think it'd be watered down.
It'd be because like basically they use computers to the computers to take over what you're doing.
So where did you learn how to write? Like, did you go to school for it? Something you just learned on your own?
I went to school. My major was psychology, so not major. Because I didn't finish college.
Yonkers Elementary. Yonkers Elementary School.
I was Post Road Elementary, White Plains. I went to college I graduated in 2012. I went to college in Florida, Tallahassee Community College for like a year. And my favorite class was English and psychology. And I had highest grades in psychology. And then I went to transfer to Florida, so I got in. Money got tight at home, so I said I had a choice. I can still go to college and have my mom say, "Oh, the light might be off this week or something." So I left school and got a job. But my top class were English and psychology. I like to think how people interpret how people think and react, and then my writing. So I took those and put it together. Like, okay, how can I make this entertaining? So
you're self-taught, as far as writing screen.
I would buy scripts though. Like if I had extra money, I'll go on Amazon. I bought the Friday script. I bought the life script because I looked at. I'm like, okay, because sometimes with people you can't write for certain people. So like the script Life with Eddie Murphy, Marlon's, Bernie Mac, the script was maybe like this little because the whole thing was improv. Like they'll have, and it kind of showed me how to write for people that are not actors. Because sometimes if you do a movie, you might have a person that might be their first movie, or you might have someone that might be experienced, kind of like The Bodyguard. If you look at The Bodyguard, half of those scenes were improv of Whitney Houston. They tell her what was happening. And they said, okay, how would you react to this? Now, Kevin Costner, he can read something and interpret it to make it look theatrical. So I kind of mix it together. So, like, if I do a music treatment, if I do, like, because I got approached to do a web series, and no one actually knew how to actually act. But everyone like, oh, like this is a gangster web series. I watch Power. I'm like, okay, you're not a gangster, so how do you know how to really do it? So I'll write something in a way that will show you how to react. Yeah. So now it's like it'll look more natural. Because you can tell someone can read something and then read it back. Like, okay, they don't sound articulate. But
before we wrap up, what director and what actor would you want to work with? Like your dream actor and director to work with.
I think it'll either be Tarantino or Scorsese. Mm-hmm. And also the director from Black Panther, it was Coogler.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. And the actor I would want to work with, to be honest, Kevin Costner.
Michael B. Jordan hot in these streets right now.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan is dope. Michael B. Jordan is dope. I think it'll probably be Kevin Costner or Denzel or
legends.
To be honest, I have something in the tank that Tiffany Haddish would even body. To be honest, like just to switch it up from serious to serious, a little bit of comedy.
Tiffany Haddish is she on the come up? She got that movie on the come up for real.
Wait, so one more question before we get into like these other segments. Are you interested in like plays, like doing a play?
I can do a play. I just hate writing dialogue sometimes. Like sometimes I'll write a whole movie from beginning to end, like how it would go. The dialogue is really where it gets me aggravated. But I think I can do a play. I can come up with something that's interesting. I'll probably do something more about. I would love to do a play about the Me Too movement.
Okay.
I think that's something like I was writing something like a script, but I was like, I think it'll come across better possibly as a play, but it is something like that I'm working on the low. But I think it might be a good play.
Don't get Philly into the Me Too movement. She go for another hour. Yo, Philly, what's going on in the gallery? Tell everybody what's going on in the gallery for.
All right, so I was talking to Julie and I took some notes because I feel like every other. I did because I'm like, yo, I'm tired of telling y'all that it's only children workshop and open mic when we do a lot more stuff here, and we have a lot more. We have board members that do amazing things. So. Katori Walker and Evan Bishop, they've been doing a lot of like
body art.
320 body art. Yep. We had them on Rose Above It podcast. So they've been really tackling like the community art in Yonkers. As art has been taken out of our schools and stuff like that. So they've really been like prominent in our community, helping us to bring art to communities that don't see art. And as well as, when you're from Yonkers, you know that there's a separation between East Yonkers, Central Ave on that side, South Yonkers, North Side, South Side, East, West. Like we have all these separations. And this new project that they're working on, Yes Yonkers, is about bringing Yonkers together through art. And me personally, like that hits me, like it hits home because as most of y'all know, like I grew up in this gallery, and for like my whole life I've been wanting this gallery to be a community gallery, and I feel like these board members really like have the same vision as me. So I want to shout them out. They've been doing a lot of work with their creation stations. So they've been working with Sarlon's College and institutions like that to be able to create these palettes to then have art from the south side of Yonkers be in the north side. So they're just so that way it forces people to move around to be able to see these works of art, which is amazing. So shout out to you guys, amazing board members, and their project is Yes Yonkers, and you can find it like on Instagram. Like I tell y'all every week, Children Workshop. I'm the Children Workshop coordinator. So come on every Saturday from 10 to 12. The open mic here is every last Friday of the month at 7. I think like 7 to 10. We just have a new gallery opening. For those of you guys that's like, oh, you know, I walk by, I don't know, there's a gallery in Yonkers. Well, there's actually 3 galleries in downtown Yonkers now. So we got Blue Door here, which we are like, we're the OGs. And then you have Urban Studio around the corner.
We like Smack URL. We the originators.
We originators. Out here having legacies. We got Urban Studio around the corner on Main Street, and we just had an opening. It was actually this Saturday that just passed is the opening for Warburton Gallery. It's where PC4 was, like that public space.
Yeah.
So tell me how I went on Sunday, all dressed up. About to pop out, because you know I don't go nowhere. My single mama life, like I don't go nowhere. So when I go out, I pop out.
Life.
Milf life. So I popped out on Sunday.
I agree with you. I don't know why I had to get oh, you said that. I didn't even say that.
I'll take it.
Heard you.
So I pop out on Sunday, and I'm like, yo, Henry, where y'all at? And he's like, Philly, it was on Saturday. So I missed the whole thing, but they're having another opening reception this Saturday at Warburton Gallery, so I'm gonna be out there, and it's my baby free weekend this weekend, so you know that weekend. I've been trying to popping out a whole weekend. So I'm gonna be out there. So congratulations to the Warburton Gallery. Congratulations to Henry Burgos, who's able to be showcased in that gallery. There's supposed to be a lot of amazing artists there. One of the artists that's there designed the flyer for Obama, the Hope, like with the colors.
Yeah.
And he designs for Obey.
Oh.
So his stuff is in that gallery. So if y'all have time, that gallery I think is going to be open a lot more often than these 2 galleries here. So I'm encouraging you guys to check that out. The show that's happening right now is one of my favorite shows. We've never had a show like this. It's called A Kinda Blue. So the theme was just blue. Anything that makes you feel blue. Blues like the jazz music. Blue like the color. Anything that's blue, whatever. So this show is really awesome.
The Prodigy.
And okay, so the next show that's coming up is Winterfest, and one of the things that we do here in Blue Door is every time we have a new show, we have an opening reception, which is really dope because we have like wine and cheese, and you get to meet the artists, yes, and grapes. So come out to our opening reception. Check out the website, and I am currently working on my winter schedule for children workshops. So if there's anyone that's watching that wants to be an instructor, to be able to teach a children's workshop, please reach out to the website or hit me up, Felicia at YonkersBlueDoorArtCenter.org. I need some instructors that's comfortable teaching children. And that's about it.
Goddamn. Shit, long ass announcements.
I mean,
like we at
hey.
church.
That's like the church now.
I got to represent Blue Door. Thank you so much. Shout out to Julie.
Shout out to come check us out. Thanks for remember that. Yo, last question before we end. What's the toughest thing you rose above, man?
Toughest thing, I think just basically pulling off what people thought I really couldn't have. So one thing I'll say, I haven't said in the interview, is publicly, this film that I signed to do, I got signed to do the trilogy because the film got picked up for 2 more films, so basically it made me the youngest in Hollywood to get a trilogy deal first time out the gate.
Congratulations.
So like I think that kind of solidified, like a lot of people counted me out, family members, everything like that. So I think actually pulling off what I wanted to do in life, I think that's basically the obstacle, is like defying the odds.
Bro, thank you for coming to check out Rose Above. Let me tell y'all something, man. This is another episode, another great episode done. And I'm gonna tell y'all, we wrapping it up. Thank y'all for tuning in, Rose Above It, man.
Later.
Later.
We out of here.
Oh, that was.